So while I was scrolling through Facebook this morning, I saw a post from Allie Knight that she reposted from Twitter. Where a guy had posted this thing telling her, oh, you're not a real truck driver, blah, 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 blah. Back in my day, all that happy horse shit. I've been doing this business about 12 years now. And, you know, I encountered a lot of this type of attitude when I first came in. And, you know, there are a lot of people out there that say, oh, women shouldn't be truck drivers. It's getting too easy to drive a truck. I got to say it just bluntly to the point. I have a lot of respect for Allie. Allie has come into this industry. She has tackled it with both hands. She's gone after it hard. She has worked really hard to produce the channel she's produced here. She has now worked in, you know, quite a few sectors of this industry, and everywhere she has gone, she has worked her butt off. There's no denying it. If you watch her videos, you know, Allie runs her ass off, and she handles her business. Because of that, I have a lot of respect for Allie. I'm just going to put that right on the table right now. I have a lot of respect for Allie. You know, we have become friends, you know, through the YouTube and everything. We've spent a little bit of time together. We're not like, you know, super tight or anything. The bit that I've got to know her, I can tell, you know, she's a good person. She's a good egg. This is something that I see happen over and over and over again, is you have drivers that have been here doing this for a while. They want to come out and they want to attack the next generation. They want to go out, they want to go on the attack, and they want to cut new drivers down. And that is one of the biggest problems we have in this industry. And if you guys notice from the way that I do things, I always try to have a helpful spirit with the people that are coming into the industry, because the way I see it, I was fortunate enough when I got into the business that I had someone take me under his wing and show me how it's done. Actually, quite a few people really showed me how this business was done and give me a lot of good advice. And because of that, I have done, you know, really well for myself in this business. I mean, I'm sitting here, I own this truck, I own this trailer, you know, which I've got payments on it, but, you know, I've got a lot more than a lot of guys do that have been in this business for a lot more time. And that's just, you know, I feel very fortunate to be in the situation I am today. When I first came into this business, I had, you know, ran as a company driver for about 3 months. I busted my ass. I bought my first truck, and I put that truck out on the road, and it's a really, really nice, you know, reddish-orange Kenworth. We called it Scarlet. Scarlet was a great truck, beautiful truck. It was 3 years old at the time that I bought it, so I got a really, really good truck underneath me. And, you know, the jealousy was just incredible. I could not believe how jealous some of the people around got, even some of the people I was working with. And which I was 22 years old at the time I bought that truck. And so to see the way that some people just got so incredibly, completely jealous over that, it just blew my mind. And, you know, for me, it really made a lasting impression with the way those people act. And that's why I've always tried to be as helpful as I can to everybody that's coming into the industry. And it's like, you know, a few months back when, I guess it's been over a year ago now, that I went and helped that CR England driver whose trailer had fallen through the pavement. It was just a matter of, you go over, you give someone a hand when they're in trouble. It doesn't matter what company they're running for. If you can do something to help and it doesn't put you way out of your way, go do it. It's not a bad thing to do. And Allie is you know, someone who I've noticed really takes that on. I know she's the type of person that'll bend over backwards to help people. I got to hang out with her some at Gats. Had a great time down there. On her channel, she's constantly wishing people well, wishing people happy birthday. I mean, communicating with her audience. She's a boss at it, and I wish we could all have as much success as she's having in this industry. And she's working hard for it. You know, it hasn't been without its bumps in the road, lessons learned the hard way for her. We all had to go there and do that. When I see people attacking her like this guy did, all it is it's you got someone who's insecure in their position and in their abilities of their job, and they're just looking to attack somebody for it instead of self-improvement. That's totally the wrong way to do things. And whenever I hear someone going on the attack, whether it's, oh, you stupid woman, send me a truck driver, or, you know, these new drivers these days, it's just someone who's insecure and not any good at what they do. Because anybody who is secure and good at what they're doing, I mean, they're not worried. I'm not worried. You know, Allie doesn't threaten me. You know, there's nobody in this business that threatens my position, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm the top tier of what I'm doing. And if I'm ever worried that I'm not going to be, I'm going to go on a massive bender of self-improvement, and I'm going to get better, and I'm constantly looking to improve. And that's why I'm as good as I am at what I do, because the only real competition I look at that I have is myself. I'm not looking to compete with everybody else. I'm looking to dominate the industry. And the only way I can do that is by pushing myself harder. It's not by putting other people down, because I can't put everybody down. There's, you know, 3.5 million truck drivers in the United States. I can't push everybody down. But I can build myself up. And not only can I build myself up, but I can build the others around me up. And in doing so, I elevate myself. And that's something a lot of guys don't understand, and that's an attitude we really need to change in this industry, because when you build the other people around you up, when you go give someone else a hand, they're going to remember you for that, and they're going to look positively on you for that. And if they don't, they're just an asshole, and kick the motherfucker to the side, move on to the next. You know, that's all it is. You know, you don't have to get bent out of shape or butthurt because someone's out here doing a good job, and someone's out here working it hard, and there's a whole lot of envy in this trucking business, and that envy is really the cancer of the trucking industry, because you have people who sit here and you look at other people, and I get on the receiving end of a lot of it, because I'll get guys out here still today. You know, I just turned 34 years old last week, and I get guys out here today that look at me like I'm some dumb punk kid with a nice truck that daddy bought me. And what the reality is I worked really hard to have what I have today, and I actually, in the last 2 years, have come up from nothing, because I was recovering from a car accident where I broke my back and I had to sell everything out. And I spent 3 years out of work, so I have built this business out of nothing in right now less than 2 years' time, because I won't even have. I started this business in July of 2013 or 2014, and so it's October 2015 as I'm making this video. That's not even 2 years to get to the point where I am today. And actually, it took me a year and a half to have this truck and this trailer underneath me, because I got this trailer in April of 2015. So it didn't even take me a year and a half, actually. It was just a year and a couple of months to get to where I am, because I went out here and I busted it hard. I made sacrifices and I worked hard for it. And that's the people that are jealous out there. The thing with them is, the reason they're jealous is that they don't have these things. They want these things, but they're not willing to do the hard work. They're not willing to make the sacrifices. And that's what it's all about. Hard work and sacrifice. It pays off. That's what it simply boils down to, guys. I've got a lot of nice things to say about Allie, because I respect her a lot for what she does. You know, she has really come in and taken this YouTube world by storm. And, you know, Allie's not a person without problems. We all have problems. But you can either sit around and focus what's wrong with somebody, or you can focus what's right with somebody. And when you sit around and you focus what's wrong with somebody, it never ends well. And that's just the thing. And, you know, every one of us, I don't care who you are, everyone's got room for self-improvement. Every one of us does. You know, I'm no exception to that, for sure. I've got things about myself and about my life that I'm working hard to change and improve upon. And that's what we do. We strive to be a professional. You strive to be the best you can be. And that's why Allie earned my respect, is I can see she's done that. She came into this business and she tackled it really hard, and she learned it really well. And she has advanced faster than a lot of men in this industry do. Plain and simple, you know, she came on strong and got it done. What's not to like about that? It's a success story. It's a beautiful success story, and I think that she's making a great role model for a lot of other women that could come into this industry. And I know there's a lot of guys out there who don't want to see more women come into this industry. And quite frankly, it boils down to this one little thing, and that is they are worried about being replaced by a woman, because they're insecure in their position. They know they're not that good at what they're doing, and that's why they got to go on the offensive like that. So, unfortunately, there are some real ugly, disgusting people in this business. And I don't mean physically, which, of course, you know, physically there are too. I mean with their attitudes and the way they treat other people. They're just horrible, horrible, horrible to other people. And it doesn't matter who they are. I mean, they'll attack anybody. That's just the way it is. So we need to worry less about these people in the industry, and instead, guys, let's focus on the positive folks in the industry. And Allie, I know that's a big challenge sometimes, because I know you're on the receiving end of a lot of this shit that comes out there. But really, when you have these people like this, they're really not worth the time and getting frustrated over. I mean, I don't really get a whole lot of haters on my channel, because I'll just tell them right where to stick it and send them packing. But you did handle it pretty good, you know. Or at least from the message I saw. By the time I went over to Twitter and searched for it, conversation was pretty much gone. I don't really care. I was going to say something to the guy and, you know, tell him to go pack sand, because, you know, I think that's how we ought to do it, is we protect our own, you know. And I hate to see those types of attitudes out here. I hate to see them, you know, people behaving like that. And it's like I said, you know, envy is the cancer of this industry. And if we could all work together and help each other out and take on that helpful spirit, the thing he says, you know, something about the brotherhood of the old days, you know, well, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but it's guys that have the attitudes like you do that have destroyed that brotherhood. Because the one thing in this dude's message that really stood out to me is he was talking about the brotherhood of the old days. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, you know, the brotherhood of the old days, dude, it's guys with the attitudes like yours that destroyed the brotherhood of to the old days. That's exactly what destroyed it. It was when everybody started attacking each other instead of having a helpful spirit. I mean, you as an experienced driver, if you are that good at what you're doing, why aren't you sitting there offering, tips and ideas and ways for, people that are coming into this industry to do better in it? Maybe you come in and you find these guys that are driving a Swift truck and getting horribly abused in one of their lease purchase programs, or England, or whoever it is, and why don't you go set them straight? Why don't you go tell them what the real deal is? Why, instead of sitting there and complaining, why don't you do something that's actually going to affect some positive change in this world instead of sitting around complaining? That's all you're doing, is sitting around complaining. I'm talking directly to you, dude. And that's exactly what it is. Don't sit on your ass and complain. Do something positive. Then it's not that hard.